हेलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप लोग। उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब अच्छे होंगे। पार्ट 3 फियर, चैप्टर 3 फियर, पार्ट 2 द फियर ऑफ फियर, फ्रॉम द बुक थिंक लाइक अ मॉन्क रिटन बाय जे शेट्टी। Train your mind for peace and purpose every day. The fear of fear. During my 3 years as a monk, I learned to let go of my fear of fear. Fear of punishment, humiliation, or failure, and their accompanying negative attitudes no longer propel my misguided attempts at self protection. I can recognize the opportunities that fear signals. Fear can help us identify and address patterns of thinking and behavior that doesn't serve us. We let our fear drive us, but fear itself is not our real problem. Our real problem is that we fear the wrong things. What we should really fear is that we will miss the opportunities that fear offers. Gavin D. Becker, one of the world's leading security experts in The Gift of Fear, calls it a brilliant internal guardian that stands ready to warn you of hazards and guide you through risky situations. Often, we notice fear's warning but ignore its guidance. If we learn how to recognize what fear can teach us about ourselves and what we value, then we can use it as a tool to obtain greater meaning, purpose, and fulfillment in our lives. We can use fear to get to the best of us. A few decades ago, scientists conducted an experiment in an Arizona desert where they built Biosphere 2, a huge steel and glass enclosure with air that had been purified, clean water, nutrient rich soil, and lots of natural light. It was meant to provide ideal living conditions for the flora and fauna within. And while it was successful in some ways, in one it was an absolute failure. Over and over, when trees inside the biosphere grew to a certain height, they could simply fall over. At first, the phenomenon confused scientists. Finally, they realized that the biosphere lacked a key element necessary to the tree's health: wind. In a natural environment, trees are buffeted by wind. They respond, trees are buffeted by wind. They respond to that pressure and agitation by growing stronger bark and deeper roots to increase their stability. We waste a lot of time and energy trying to stay in the comfortable bubble of our self made biospheres. We fear the stresses and challenges of change, but those stresses and challenges are the wind that makes us stronger. In 2017, Alex Honnold stunned the world when we became the first person ever to climb Freerider, a nearly 3,000 foot ascent up Yosemite National Park's legendary E.I. Capitan entirely without ropes. Honnold's unbelievable accomplishment was the subject of the award-winning documentary Free Solo. In the film, Honnold is asked how he deals with knowing that when he free climbs, the options are perfection or death. Free people talk about trying to suppress your fear. He responded, I try to look at it a different way. I try to expand my comfort zone by practicing the moves over and over again. I work through the fear until it's just not scary anymore. Honnold's fear prompts him to put in extensive amounts of focused work before he attempts a monumental free solo. Making his fear productive is a critical component of his training and is propelled Honnold to the top of his climbing game and to the top of mountains. If we can stop viewing stress and the fear that often accompanies it as a negative and instead see the potential benefits, we are on our way to changing our relationship with fear. यहाँ पे होता है पार्ट 2 ख़त्म, फियर चैप्टर 3 में से पार्ट 2 फिनिश हो। Bye for now, friends.